Hey guys, TKC here, TheKaijudoChannel, and I have right here the second place deck at the tournament I went to last week. Very awesome deck here. This is Mono Light Control. Yeah, pretty different and pretty cool at the same time. Of course, with DragonStrike Infernus, Light Civilization got so much support, and for that reason, Mono Light could actually stand up on its own as a control deck. So let's start off right here with the pair of blockers. We got 3 Chasms, 3 Prisms. Of course you gotta use Prism Blade. This card is like such an MVP in this deck. It's just this big blocker that could even attack shields. It's just so brutal. Very versatile card, very awesome, and of course you gotta use the Chasms as cheap bait for the Enforcer Evolutions in here, because there's plenty. We got the 3 Lux here, because they're actually using a lot of the light dragons in here, especially like Lyra and Andromeda. Those are like the 2 big light dragons in the set. There's the 3 Blinder Beetles, of course, 3 Star Lanterns, pretty much the best blocker in light by far. Well, of course in this deck, this is probably a lot better. It's just so huge and so early. But Star Lantern is just amazing itself. We got some Evos over here. We got 2 Spark Blades and 3 Halons. There's plenty of Enforcers in this deck. I haven't really counted. I think I'll do a quick count right now. There's about like 11 or so. Not counting the evolutions, there's like 11. Spark Blade is actually really good. I could easily see this going up higher, but since this is more of like a control deck, and this is more of like a aggro-y, mid-rangey kind of card, I guess it was fine at 2, because of course we got Cobalt coming up later on. We got 2 Flare Inhibitors over here. Flare Inhibitor is kind of interesting. You know, it blocks, and when it gets banished, I think. Yeah, if it would be banished, it goes in your shields as a new shield. So this card's been kind of under the radar. I guess it kind of works in this deck pretty well. So yeah, 2 of those. And then down here, the level 6 very rares over here. We have 2 Cobalt, 2 Lyras, and 2 Grangers. 2 Cobalt is excellent, of course. I could easily see that going up to 3. But I think you figure that Halon at 8,000 is so huge, it's so useful, it counters Sabertooth. There's just a lot of really good things with Halon. But yeah, Cobalt's just great at getting shields, and of course Andromeda's already in the deck, so you don't really need that many Cobalts. So yeah, 2 Lyra, excellent card, it's just so good. I could easily see this going up to 3 even, but I guess 2 was okay. Maybe he only had 2, I don't know, not sure, but that could probably go up to 3. Lyra's just so good. 2 Grangers. It's a big blocker, it's cheap, and it's really hard to get rid of, so Grangers there, of course. 1 Gemini Dragon. This is a very interesting one right here. You know, this deck doesn't really have too many spells, but, you know, just with 2 spells, this becomes the biggest creature in the game. So Gemini Dragon is definitely a very underrated card. This comes out as early as turn 6 with Lux. And there's a lot of cheap spells you can play, and this just gets so big. Even just with 1 spell, it's 10,500. That's nothing to laugh at for a level 7 dragon. Alright, then we have the level 9s over here. We got the 2 Sashas. This card is excellent. I've always loved Sasha. I've toyed around with it a little bit in the 4 Evo meta, and it's just, you know, it's decent, but in this set, it's just so great, you know, like, Lyra guarantees a tap. Basically with Sasha now, you don't have to rely as much on Stormspark to get the effect off, or Star Lantern. Now you could use Lyra, and you can guarantee at least 1 banish at the very least. So if Flame Spike is causing you problems or something, you lock it down with Lyra, and the next turn Sasha or something. So, I mean, with all the tap in this, and like the tap Shield Blast, Sasha's excellent. It's pretty much a must, especially in this deck. It could even work in other control decks as well, but considering all this tap, all this tap, all this tap, Sasha's just really good in here. And of course, you gotta use the Andromedas. Andromeda's just insane. He decided to use 2. I mean, he already has 5 level 9s, you know. Maxing out Andromeda, I mean, I don't think it's the best play ever, but it could work. You know, Andromeda's, you know, decent. It's not the most brokenest card ever, so, you know, Andromeda's really great. And 1 Tech Orion, he personally said that he doesn't know if this should be in here or not, but considering his whole deck is light, that's probably really good, right? You banish this, and you basically get 3 creatures on the field, almost, unless you get, you know, a spell, but considering there are more creatures than spells in this deck, you're pretty much going to hit 2 creatures every time with this Orion. And of course, you got the spells. Now with the new Spark Cage, this deck could actually work a lot better. It's basically Light's logo scan, but at the same time, you're tapping a target creature. You're only drawing 1 card, of course, but because you're tapping a target creature, and you could probably like get rid of it with like your Prism Blade or something like that, or just a big blocker, or a big creature in general, you end up getting the +1 you wanted. So yeah, it's basically a logo scan for Light. It's exactly what it is. 2 Helios Rings, and 3 Stormspark Blasts. Of course, you gotta have the Stormspark Blast, and then these are just mini Stormspark Blasts, but they're just as good. And, you know, if they hit one of these and you play Sasha, oh boy, you're looking pretty good. So, yeah, that is the deck here. Very awesome deck. Good job, Mac, on the 2nd place. Awesome deck. Thanks for sharing your deck to the world of YouTube. TKC, signing out. See you later, guys.